What's going on, people, and welcome back to another Premier League predictions. Game week 9 coming up at the weekend, starting Saturday with the early kickoff, 12:30, Liverpool versus Everton in the Merseyside derby. Everton have bounced back a bit this season. I still think they're going to struggle though. I do think they'll do enough to survive and stay up, but I think Liverpool is going to be too much of an arse for them in this game. But in a derby, anything can happen. But I have picked Liverpool for this at home, 2-1. Moving into the 3 o'clocks then, we've got Bournemouth versus Wolves. Wolves are so tricky to predict. I actually think they might get relegated. But for this game, I've actually picked Wolves 1-0 away. Bournemouth are hard to predict as well, inconsistent. I still don't feel like that the manager that they've brought in fully knows his best squad and his best 11. So I think it's still got time to work that out. And because of that, I think that they're not their strongest that they could be. So I think Wolves will edge this one, maybe netto 1-0. Brentford versus Burnley. I've gone with a Brentford home win in this one, 2-0. I actually predicted Burnley to stay up this season, but at the moment I'm very concerned for them. They look like they're struggling a lot, and they need to start scoring and conceding less. But against Brentford, I can't see it at all. 2-0 Brentford. Manchester City versus Brighton, which could potentially be one of the games of the week. Hopefully, I think there could be some goals in this. I haven't gone for a ton of goals, but I could see that could happen also. I'd love it if Brighton can upset them. It's at City at the Etihad, so that favours City. But City are definitely not at their best at the moment, but they're still a quality team. Still have a lot of depth, even with the injuries they have. Haaland's not been on great form, though, in recent weeks, so it could be a very tight, close game, this one. My score prediction for it does suggest that, but I've gone with a 1-0 home win to Man City. Newcastle versus Crystal Palace. I think, again, Newcastle, the home team, will have too much strength for Palace. And obviously Palace no Zaha anymore. They're missing Elise and they're missing Eze as well. So they just haven't got that firepower at the moment. I like Anderson at centre-back and Gueye, but without Elise and Eze available and fit, they just don't have that star power and that game changer in the team at the moment. So they're going to struggle for goals, and defensively I think that they're going to get caught out, especially going away to St James's Park. What Newcastle are doing at the moment, especially at home, I don't think it's going to be an easy one for Palace. And I'm going 2-0 Newcastle. Nottingham Forest versus Luton. I've gone with a Forest win in this one, another home win, 2-0. I just think Luton, as I said before, I love the story and how they've got promoted, and massive achievement for them. Great story, but they just don't have the quality overall. Don't have enough goal scorers. Defensively, it's too tough for them. They just don't have enough quality in their side at this level. So, Forest 2-0, pretty convincing home win for me. Chelsea versus Arsenal then at 5:30 on Saturday. I think this is going to be tighter than people think it will be, but I do think that Arsenal will just edge it, and I've gone with a 1-0 away win. But I could see Chelsea getting something from the game because they're at home, and I feel like they're starting to show glimpses at times, like that they can do things. Sterling the other week showed a bit of form, and Arsenal I don't think are as strong as they were last season at this point. But I still feel like they've got a bit more than Chelsea, so I think it's going to be tight though. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea could grab a draw, but I don't think they'll win it. But I've gone with an Arsenal 1-0 away win. And then lastly on Saturday, 8 o'clock kickoff, we've got Sheffield United versus Manchester United. I've gone with an away win to United in this one, hopefully. It's not been pretty. It never is with United. And I wouldn't be surprised if Sheffield could score. I just hope that they don't get any points from the game, because we should be beating teams like this, even with our struggles on paper and just player for player. We should be winning games like this, but we never make it easy, so nothing surprises me with us. But I have gone with an away win to Manchester United, 2-0. Sunday then, just the one game, 4:30, we've got Aston Villa versus West Ham, which I think is another one that could be potential for a game of this game week. I think this one could have some goals in it. I've gone with a draw, and I've gone 1-1. I feel like they cancel each other out. West Ham looking very decent at the moment. And I think Villa as well. I think they're very similar in terms of their overall qualities. And I don't think there's a lot in between both sides. So I think they'll cancel each other out. But I think it could be game of the week, 1-1. And lastly, to finish off this game week, for game week 9, Tottenham Hotspur versus Fulham, Monday, 8 o'clock kickoff, under the lights. Tottenham, I've been very impressed with this season so far. Pleasantly surprised. They're actually okay to watch. And I think it's benefited them that Kane's left. I know a lot of people talk, like the pundits and other people say that they're not a better team without Kane, but I feel like they are. And people say, well, they'd be even better with Kane because of the goals he offers, but he'd be dropping in that number 10 position where Maddison now plays. So I don't think it would work like people think it would. I think it's benefited them getting rid of Kane. I think he needed to leave years ago anyway. I think he left too late anyway. But I think it's benefited them as a whole, as a collective. It's put more responsibility on every squad player to chip in with goals now and have more responsibility, which benefits the whole team, I think, personally. So I actually quite like Tottenham at the moment, watching them. So I like Fulham and what they've done the last couple of years. I think Silva deserves a lot of credit, but obviously they've lost Mitrovic, which was a massive loss. And I don't think that they've replaced him with Jimenez. So they're struggling at the moment for goals. I don't think they're going to get anything from this game, to be honest. 2-0 home win to Tottenham. That's it for this game week predictions, guys. Game week 9. Hope you enjoyed the football at the weekend. Let me know yours in the comments. Catch you in a bit.